Hello and welcome to this week's Monday morning message. Confusingly, we are recording this on Saturday afternoon in our lounge. Does anyone else have difficulty working out what day it is? By the time you're listening to this, or maybe not, it will be the 4th of May, which for those of you who are into these kind of things is Star Wars Day. It was great to see so many people at the Together for Purpose Zoom meeting last week. Who knew that Zoom and Zooming would become part of our vocabulary? But it was really good to see everybody and to wave to everybody on that night. So it was great that everybody was able to join in.
Excitingly, on this coming Sunday, we start our first Sunday service. And we look forward to more details coming out about that during the week. As Mike was explaining to us at the Together for Purpose meeting, he's going to start on looking at Colossians. As preparation, Mike was suggesting that we would all read Colossians through, if possible, the whole of it, and then particularly read Colossians chapter 1, 1 to 14. As preparation for doing this, we might also want to think about different versions. Bible Gateway, if you have the internet, is really great. It has lots of different versions, and you could read the same verses in a different version just to see how it sounds, what it's saying. One of the things that Mike was encouraging us to do was to think about, actually, as we're reading it, to write down some notes, to write down perhaps questions, to look at it in a little bit more detail than just perhaps reading it and then saying that's done. One of the things we can also do from that is to think about what sort of things it's making us feel like. What is it saying to us? And think about how you might explain that to somebody else or share that with somebody else. That may be also some of the things you write down. Equally, if Mike in his talk doesn't explain some of those questions or some of the things you were thinking about, then obviously by all means contact Mike or contact one of the leadership team to sort of see what they think and what is going on to help you grow further in this.
So, how are you doing? And what are you doing? Are you feeling the pressure to do what sounds like good things? Are you feeling as though you've got to pray more or read your Bible more, do those kinds of things? We've found that it's actually really hard to sustain a week because there's no markers in it. So maybe try and do something a little bit different this week if you're feeling the pressure. Ask God what he thinks you should do. And you may be surprised. He may actually say, stop worrying about it. Do a jigsaw, watch a programme, read a book. Whatever it is, something might be a bit fun. You never know. See what he's saying. But we've found trying to establish a rhythm or a pattern is really useful. We've also found, joking aside, taking communion in our week's been really beneficial to us. Now, if you live on your own, you can always ring someone up and agree that you do that at a certain time, and you can share communion over the phone. That might work for you. But it just helps to focus us in the week and remind us who is the centre of it all, really.
Okay, and finally, this week sees the launch of our newsletter. Now, at the moment, we haven't got a name for our newsletter, so perhaps if some of you have some ideas, please let us know, and that'd be useful. But there's no prizes, I'm afraid. But at the same time, let's just see what we can do with this. The idea of the newsletter is to help us keep in touch, to keep communicating with each other. So any contributions you have that might be encouraging or just funny or interesting for other people to see would be great. Testimonies, photos, whatever. This is not meant to be something where you've got to write an essay. It's only meant to be something to have some fun, and so it doesn't have to be very long, but I think it will just help us to keep in touch. So we're looking forward to seeing what you send us. Obviously we could do with those fairly quickly for the first episode of the newsletter, but after that just keep feeding us bits and pieces, and we'll feed them into the newsletters as we issue them. We hope to do it on a fortnightly basis. Anyway, we hope to see you sometime during the week, but if not, certainly next Sunday when we start to look at Colossians. So have a good week.
Okay. Take
God
care,
bless
everybody.
You.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Keep safe, as the saying goes.
Bye-bye.